Hey everybody, I'm Patti Primari. I'm a yoga teacher at the YMCA in Northampton, and this is yoga for flexibility. So flexibility is the range of motion available at a joint. And so lots of times, just going through our day-to-day lives, living, driving our cars, hunched over our devices and our computers, just our day-to-day life, our muscles tend to shorten and kind of get bunched up a little bit. And so often that can lead to a feeling of stiffness in the joints. So you might get up and feel a little stiff in the morning. Also, stress has a major impact on how fluid we feel, because if you think about it, when we are under stress, we tend to sort of curl in, and this hunches the whole body sort of inward, right? So instead of us feeling that big range of motion, we can feel really kind of tight and constricted. And so the key to flexibility really is consistency. It's spending a few minutes every day, if you can, or as often as you can, on your mat, stretching your body out, breathing through the stretches to lengthen and free up those tight muscles. So today's class is just going to be about 30-40 minute class on how to find flexibility in your body. We're going to start on the floor, seated, and I always like to have a blanket under my hips. It really helps my spine to feel a little more lifted, so you might like to just bring a little blanket underneath your hips. Let's go ahead and we're going to take and roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Let's take a deep breath. So we're breathing in and let the shoulders relax away from your ears. From your sits bones, from where you're connected here on the earth, just take a nice deep breath up, almost like you're balancing something on the crown of your head. And then exhale and release. So we want to have our head centered right over our shoulder girdle here and right over the pelvis. And we're going to start with a few stretches for the neck, the cervical spine, and the shoulders this morning. Okay, so let's just take 2 breaths together. Just breathing into the body and out of the body. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And one more breath deep into the body. And as you exhale, draw your chin just gently down towards your collarbones. Good. And then inhale, and we press into the sits bones. We're going to lift the crown of the head back up toward the sky. And then as you exhale, just take a gentle look over towards your right shoulder. So you'll feel this opening in the side of your neck. It's lengthening the muscles here. And it's really, really important. Take an inhale, come back through center. And then exhale, look over your left shoulder. So it's really, really important here not to overstretch your neck. It's almost like we're just looking for some range of motion there. We're not looking to really stretch it as we would some of our other bigger muscles. Really baby and gentle the neck. Inhale back to the center. And as you inhale, let's take another inhale, and we're really going to draw the crown of the head up toward the sky. So from that nice long spine position, go ahead and exhale and take your chin down towards your collarbones. And take a couple of breaths here, right into the back of your neck, into right where the shoulders meet the back of your neck. You can really even take and draw the shoulders down away from your ears as you're doing this. Another soft breath or two here. And then pressing into your sits bones, lift the crown of your head up, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, looking over or just beyond now your right shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, looking over or just beyond your left shoulder. And then back to the center. Good. Let's take our fingertips down to our mat. Tenting the fingers, all 5 of them feeling the mat, feeling the ground. Inhale, and as you exhale, take your right arm across your body. So now we're coming into that big stretch in the shoulders. We're going to inhale like you're drawing a rainbow above you. And exhale the fingertips right back down to the mat. And then it's inhale to lengthen. Exhale, arm comes across the body and really, really stretch out through the bones of your arms. Press off with your left arm. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, cross your body. Remembering that the bones have some flexibility as well. Like sometimes we think of the bones as just very solid, but in actuality our bones have some flexibility as well. So just working with that. And inhale. Exhale, maybe even really going beyond the body and reaching toward the back. Feel a big stretch in the outer right shoulder. Inhale. One more time across the body. Last time, inhale up and touch your fingers down. Now you might pause here and you might just close your eyes and kind of feel the difference between the right side of your body and the left. So yoga is about that, bringing that sense of mindfulness and really getting to know our bodies. Let's take an inhale in, extend the spine. Exhale, the left arm across the body, crosses the midline. And then we inhale, reaching up through the bones of the arms, through the bones of the hands. Welcome the flexibility, welcome the strength, and welcome the stretch. And then this time as you come through, come a little bit further than the shoulder if you can. The other thing you can do here to increase your neck flexibility is to bring your gaze to the tips of your fingers. So you're watching this movement and you're bringing some mobility into your neck. Good. Last time across. And then inhale, inhale, inhale. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, exhale, exhale. And relax. Take a deep breath. Let's close our eyes for just a moment. Feel your breath as it enters your body. Feel your breath as it leaves your body. Good. Let's come into table pose. And we'll find some fluidity in the whole length of the spine. So widen your fingers. Press down into your mat, hug each of your fingers in, and really feel connected to your foundation. Inhale, lift the crown of your head up, lift your tail up, open up the front of your body, and then exhale and bring your gaze toward your thighs. So you're inhaling, coming through, lifting the head, the heart, and the tail. Moving your shoulders back away from your ears. And exhale, feel your belly button lift up toward your spine. And really kind of overemphasizing this movement. You might even bring your attention to your low belly here. to your core body and see if you can initiate the movement from the core body rather than from the spine itself. Feel the sense of flow, the sense of fluidity. I think it was Bruce Lee who said that the stiffest trees will break in the wind, but the willow bends easily. I'm just trying to be like the willow. And then come to a table position and just stop here for a moment. We're going to curl the toes under, get the hips nice and high, and find your first downward facing dog. Pressing back from the hands into the heels and finding a balance point between front and back, side and side. Breathe in and breathe out. Take both of your knees down to your mat at the same time and draw your hips back into a child's pose, Balasana. You can make a little pillow for your forehead. Allow your forehead to rest on your hands. Release your back, release your spine, release your tailbone. Breathe in and breathe out. Go ahead and come on up from Balasana, from Child's Pose, and we'll work our way into a yoga squat, the garland pose. And so for this, you might like to have your blanket nearby. You can come and you can bring your heels, the heels of your feet, right onto your blanket. We're looking to try to get our heels toward one another, or even touching if you can. If you can't do that at this point in your yoga journey, you can bring your feet a little further away. And we're just going to, for a moment here, lengthen through the whole spine. So reach your fingers forward just a little bit, lengthen through your spine, and move your belly, your low abs, back toward your spine. So we're getting those low abs out of the way. We're just walking the fingers forward, and we're going to give the body time to respond to this stretch. Breathe into your body. So just like our minds, our muscles can go into fight or flight. And so what we need to do is we need to breathe deeply. Let our muscles know that it's okay to receive the stretch. Walk your fingers a little further forward away from your hips if that is available for your body in this moment. So this is a really, really nice one for under the arms, the hollow of the armpit, the whole length of the arm underneath. It's really strengthening for the ankles. And that is an area of huge concern for many of us. You might take the time here to widen your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe into your upper back. Good. And when you're ready to come out of this position, reach your hands forward and find your downward facing dog. And kind of just nudge that blanket away with your feet. Find your dog. Exhale your heels down toward the mat, stretching the hamstrings out here. Lots of people have very tight hamstrings. It's really common. If your heels don't quite make it, that's okay. Your heels are approaching the floor.
Take your belly up towards your spine and back. And then walk your feet toward your hands. Soften through your knees here and allow your head to come down toward your mat. So you're really just stretching the whole low back here. You can have blocks under your hands if that would feel better. Breathe into your muscles. Breathe into your body. And really just allow yourself to feel this stretch from the feet that are so connected here and so supportive. All the way up the back of the legs, the low back. Allow your head to rest down toward your mat. And then soften your knees and we'll come up and a reverse swan dive. We're going to reach up through the hands and the arms and exhale right down the midline of the body. Just pause here. And take the arms down by your sides. Palms of the hands are nice and open. Let's inhale the arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Hands come right down the midline as your hips move away from your fingertips. We're finding that space in the body. Take an exhale. On an inhale, we'll bring our hands up to the shins. We're going to press away from the shins as we take a little gaze up. If there's any pain or discomfort, that's our body's way of telling us that that does not work for us. So if there's any pain or discomfort in your neck, just keep your gaze down and exhale. Good, everybody. Release your low back. Soften through your knees. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, float the arms right down the midline. Beautiful. Let's come into a little balance here. We're just going to lift up the left knee. Take the crown of your head up. Let's take the left leg back behind us. We're just going to take a little step back so we can find ourselves in this high lunge position. This is really, really nice, not only for the ankle, but also for the legs. All of the muscles in the feet and the legs here are working, stretching. You can take some of the force of this pose and just move it into the back of your left heel. You're centered over your pelvis. Your right knee is not going beyond your right ankle. And if it feels right for you today, take your arms and just take and cradle your head. Now we can turn this into a little back bend. We're going to do this mindfully. From the foundation, from the feet, press into that right foot. And take a little gaze up. Maybe your elbows come away from your ears a little bit, so you're really stretching back. And then take the hands forward and we'll frame the right foot. Right arm's going to open up. We're going to flow with this right arm a few times, finding some range of motion in the shoulder, the right shoulder. Like a big wing, just winging it up. Last time, just stay here for breath. Exhale, float that arm down. It's going to frame the right foot. We're going to step the right foot back. Down dog. Take some easy breaths here. This is our resting pose.
each time you come into a pose, you're finding a little bit more flexibility. You're finding that the muscles and joints want to lengthen a little bit. And that's why repetition is a really good idea if you're looking for flexibility. Walk your feet forward and take a breath here in forward fold, Uttanasana. Good, and then as you soften your knees, just bring your arms up the front of your body this time. And exhale. Just pause here. Feeling the difference between your right and your left. As we move the joints, we release fluids that surround and kind of lubricate the joints. Inhale, we're going to come up to the left leg now. Balance. And then we'll swing the right leg back just a little bit, just enough to step it back for that beautiful high lunge position. Inhale your arms up. And every time we're inhaling the arms up, we're taking the opportunity to really stretch out, right? So we've got to get there anyway, so we might as well use the opportunity to really stretch out. Cradle your head. Press into your left leg. And open up. And then reach out. Come back down. Reach down for the floor. We're going to wing that left arm up. Keep the arm nice and flowy. One more time, and then we'll hold it here. Stretch out through your back heel. This is also a nice twist for the spine. Exhale, float your left hand down by your foot. Step it back, downward dog. And we're going to begin to walk the feet out. So if you want to get some flexibility going in the ankles, really overemphasize this. So come way up on your toes and then stretch way back through the heel. And if your strength is a challenge here, one of the tricks that you can do is to make sure your hands are completely connected and you're drawing your arms toward the midline. So you're just kind of hugging the arms and using those muscles in the arms. So it's not all on the wrists. It's not all on your hands. Open to new ways of learning about our bodies and all of the strength the body has. Okay, let's take both knees down to the mat at the same time. And again, come into that little child's pose. Again, here, repeat, right? So maybe this time the knees, maybe they can come a little wider. Maybe the hips will be willing to soften just a little bit more here. Let the breath be easy. So now we're going to come down to the mat. Let's roll the whole spine down. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Whole right palm presses that right knee away. And then if you want a little more stretch, lift your right leg up. Now you're working the ankle toward you as you continue to press your right knee away from you. You feel this little torquing sensation in the outer right hip. really pushing it here. We're just finding our own personal edge. That's like, yeah, we're finding the joy in the movement, the joy in the body. It's a birthright. Release your left foot down to the floor. Take your right foot down to beat it and just kind of feel that for a moment. Feel the difference in the hips. Breathe in, breathe out. Left ankle comes on top of the right knee, and whole left hand presses that knee away. And this might be enough sensation for you in that outer left hip. If you want a little more, you can always lift the right knee toward you. And as you're pulling that left foot towards you, you're pressing the left knee away. You can feel this. It goes deep into the hip joint. Putting a little stress on that joint. As long as it's not too much, it's a good thing. Breathe easy here. Exhale the right leg down. And we're actually going to take a whole big body stretch from fingertips to toes. And then bring your feet in towards your booty. So your heels are maybe an inch or two away from your booty. Whole foot presses down. Let's go ahead and lift the hips nice and high. And as you lift those hips, compress the hips toward one another. Squeeze them toward one another. And then lower them down. Let's bring the arms into this. So as we're pressing into the feet and lifting the hips, the arms come and settle right down to where the hips were. And then exhale, really reaching out through the fingers, being connected through your feet. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. I read a quote somewhere. It said, "Blessed are the flexible, for they will not be bent out of shape." So hopefully your body's feeling more fluid. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more ease of motion in your body. That's why we do yoga. Ease of motion in the body and ease in the mind and the thoughts. Next time you're down, stay there. Take one more big body stretch. And let's bring the arms down by the body. We're going to slightly roll the shoulders under. We'll let the palms of the hands come up toward the sky. Release the feet. Take an inhale. You can close your eyes here. And as you exhale, just allow your whole body to be received. Another inhalation. And feel yourself bound to the earth here by gravity. And we'll end our class here in Shavasana. Please just take as long as you need. Breathing slowly and deeply. And when you come out of Shavasana, roll over to a side. Take a moment there before you come up to sit. It has been a joy teaching you today. I hope that your body feels lighter, more flexible. And again, my name is Patti, and I hope to see you again soon.